Hey guys, you're watching because you want to only. My name is AJ. Welcome back to the next episode, the second episode of Let's Build an Alcatraz-style prison. I've been doing a little bit of work, just mostly smoothing off the island, getting it flat in the areas that we need it flat, getting some idea on where the paths are going to go. They're not roads, they're paths because obviously there's no cars, there's no point of having roads on the island. And I think we're nearly there. I think we're approximately at the stage where we can start doing the path layout. And I think that's the next step. Before we think about the buildings, we want to get the paths in. The paths are more important than the building locations, because we can always make the island bigger or smaller to compensate for certain buildings. But we can't sort of move roads over after we put the buildings down. So, dock is down here. Okay, dock is down here, and I think what we want to do is probably put down just a big platform to begin with. So let's grab our wand. We're going to hit there, which is about 2 blocks above the water level, and I'm going to go to here, which is about 2 blocks above the water level, maybe there, and I'm going to change all that, set to 112, which is like a the andesite-like texture. I would use stone, which is our road texture for the city, but it's a little bit dark for this. I think I want it a little bit lighter. So we have this here, and then we probably want it to come out a little bit wider here for where the dock comes out. It's sort of like a miniature H shape, like that. And then the dock will go left and right there, and I'll carve away a little bit of that island. The water will sort out later. We don't really need to worry about that. The first building is about here, but like I said, we can compensate. We can change that mountain edge and move it back when we need to. I think the paths are the first thing that we need to do. So I've got this brush set up so we can, or this axe, sorry, so we can click and we can just sort of lay down a rough path direction. So this is the path that leads up straight along the edge of the main prison part up to level 3. So this comes along this way, and then it comes up here. Again, we'll have to terraform that part of the island to be a much more gradual slope. And it comes up here. It comes around the edge of the island. Loops around here. It's a very easy way to do these paths. I might use this for doing the paths at the zoo. On the zoo series that started recently. That would be a very easy way to be able to do the pathways. And we can get them very naturally looking. As you can see, you can get curves. And it's a lot easier than doing it pretty much any other way, really. So we've got that curve that goes all the way up and round. But then we also have another path that leads down this way that is a little bit lower than that one. And it sort of leads around here. It splits off like this. And it comes this side of the mountain. As you can see, I left a little space here. Flat space. By the way, look on the map. We've already lost that sphere look, the sort of ball look that we had going all the way around. I've done quite a lot of smoothing. There's still a lot that needs to be done, but it's a lot smoother now, and it's already looking like a lot more of a natural looking island. It's like a giant mushroom island, isn't it? But it comes up here. We have this giant area here that needs to be terraformed higher in the middle. This all needs to be raised up a little bit. In fact, I can do this with this, look. And that sort of comes down like that, splits off the 2 paths against each other. And then this joins up somewhere up there, like that. Okay, so that's the second path. The third one, or not really the third one, we have a giant area here, which is like a giant slab, but we can sort of give an approximate shape. It definitely needs to come down the side of this island where there's a load of trees, like it's a very heavy shrubbed area. And it comes around this edge, which joins up to the staircase. And the staircase will go down around there, I think, somewhere like that, and it'll go down that way. I might grab another axe to give us a very basic plan of how that staircase is going to go. But this then runs around this edge of the island. There's a couple of mounds in the middle of this yard. I'm gonna use this as the yard area. So I might need to have another path that leads down to this. And then it comes around the back of the island here. Most of the middle is filled in by this block as well. So we fill that in like that. And then we have the mounds in the middle. So we can get our little moundy tool here. And just make some. We have one mound around here. like that. And then there's another mound around here. Just a little, it just has a slither of path, doesn't it? Like that. Smooth, gives some quick smoothing off. Get rid of the bauble effect as soon as we can, because I hate it when it looks all round and stuff like that. So we have that one. And we just spam click this one. Wonderful. And then the rest of that is all filled up with the yard. Okay. Now, I'm going to put... I don't know if it is, but I can't see the back side of the island. But I want to have a path that leads around this part. As you can see, it's relatively flat. I can smooth it out a little bit later, but this is just for planning purposes. I want a path that leads around the edge of this island. And then this is a perfect spot, look, for a staircase that leads up and joins up to there. Okay? And that's the sort of path layout that I want to have around this island. Now we've got that in, we can start to place down some of the buildings. So let's start off with the main top prison. Let's grab ourselves... What block do we want to make the prison out of? Clay is a nice texture. The stone brick is a nice texture. The prison is white on the picture, so maybe we can sort of use a little bit of that as well. I think we want to have a stone brick base. As maybe the bottom 2 blocks are going to be stone brick. So that's going to be good for the plan. We don't need to worry about the other blocks at the moment. I might make this out of snow because the buildings are white on the picture. And it sort of does look quite nice like that. So, let's use up as much room as we can. We want to try and extend, give ourselves as much room to build in as possible to start off with. And let's start off with this very top corner here, right there. Okay? Right there. There. Yeah, that sounds good. And this is going to run down the side here. Now, this needs to take up quite a large chunk of the island, in fact. Or level 3. It's going to come all the way down to about there. Okay, that's going to be the width, and then it's going to come up this way. I don't know how many prisoners Alcatraz hold, or used to hold. Must be quite a lot. I mean, this is a huge... You can fit a lot of cells in here. And the prison looks to be 3 stories high on this picture. Looks like there's 3 stories of windows. So plenty of room for all sorts of cells and rooms and stuff. We can have like the top 2 layers of cells, half of the bottom layer of cells, a section for the canteen, and then some offices is what will probably end up being in this building at least. So this comes in a little bit, and then it comes outwards again. I'm not counting the blocks, I don't know, this is all rough guesswork. The exact dimensions will probably change a tad. But not very much. So then it comes out for a little section out the front here. Drops back down again. And drops down this way for a considerable amount. Probably... Oh, it ends up just before that one. Like that. I'm going to say that this is going to be the entrance area into the prison. And then it comes out this side. And then it should line up exactly. Perfect. That's how you know that you've got a pretty good scale for the island. Of when things line up pretty much exactly how they should. So this comes back this way. And there we have... Oh. No. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It needs to come out a few more blocks. I'm going to come out right to the edge. It doesn't. It comes out here. And then it drops back into that level. I would say around here. Like that. That's it. That's a better shape. So yeah, bottom 2 levels will be stone brick. That'll give us like a nice strong looking foundation. And then we might end up using snow for the building. I don't know. I think the white might look a little bit weird. But it would stand out. I don't know. We'll have to see. So there's the prison. There's the main prison room up there. We don't have a huge amount of room for the water tower and stuff, but we don't need a huge amount of room because the yard is going to be down here. I think that's the yard on the real Alcatraz, or would have been the yard. I can see a little platform of where it potentially would have been, but I like that place for the yard. If we're going to have a lot of prisoners, they need a lot of room, otherwise fights start. I learnt that off Prison Architect. If you don't have a big enough yard, the prisoners always fight, and you end up in real trouble, and your wardens start getting stabbed and stuff like that. So this is the trickiest building because half of it is down on the dock level, but then the other half is up on the other level. So there must be a staircase inside that leads up. We're going to stick with the stone brick design at the bottom. It sort of becomes a little bit of a uniform design then throughout. And this dock might not be this size. It's probably going to end up being quite a lot longer. It's probably going to come out somewhere out here, at a guess. Somewhere like that. Yeah, that's already much better. Yeah, and then this needs to move over. That's way too far over to the left. So let's set that to air. And then it'll come off there momentarily. Now, this building does have a diagonal section to it. Now, diagonals, as we all know in Minecraft, don't work that well in Minecraft. They're always a little bit awkward. No, I like that block. They're always a little bit awkward, as we've learned over in the past. But it shouldn't be too much of a problem. This is going to come out all the way to around here, I think. And it looks like a pretty square, right-angled edge on it. Now, I'm going to have to move that mountain back. But then this part is going to be diagonal. I'm going to do... Yeah, I'm going to do a 45-degree angle. I'm going to do it completely diagonal like that. Okay. It doesn't look quite big enough. It doesn't look quite big enough. I think this needs to be a little bit further over. So let's extend this. It looks really thin at the moment, but we need to move the mountain back. I'm going to move it over here and then bring it down this way. I think that's that's already a better scale. Okay, so how far back do we want this building to go? We probably want to go pretty much back to the path, it seems. So about here. I'm gonna say right on the edge of the path. So we're gonna go all the way back here. This is a straight edge. We don't need to worry about any curves. It's not really a complicated room, this one. And then we want it to come back 45 degrees around here. So we might have to shrink that part a little bit, it looks like. But that's no problem. And then it comes this way again. And we'll join up eventually to wherever this goes. So that'll be that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. Perfect. So, we need to do a little bit of a change here. We need to carve away a little bit of this, a little bit of this island here. Try and get it as natural still as you possibly can. Like this. That gives us enough room for the road to slide between. And then this needs to be carved away here to get the path on the other side of the mound. I can't wait until we really get started. This is already such a fun part of the build, working out all of this. This path needs to come back that way now. And can I click on there? Yeah, I can. Fill that in like that. Fill this and make that a little bit wider. This can go a little bit wider. Like that. Fill all in that part. Yeah, perfect. And then the mound starts with some trees in the middle. This should be grass here, because obviously that's inside the building, but we know that. Perfect. So there's two of the buildings, and that's a really nice size. If anything, that's a little bit... If anything, that's a little bit too wide. But No, I think that is a little bit too wide. I think that needs to come in a little bit. I don't know, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, about 15 blocks deep. Like that length there is about 15 blocks. No, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it like that. I'm going to keep it like that. Okay, so we've got that one done. Let's remove the grass out of this as well. This shouldn't be that difficult to do. We shall grab that. And we shall grab here. Set air. That'll grab most of it away. And then this one to this one. And that one. And that's pretty much sort of got most of it, really, hasn't it? We can have that one to that one. We get an idea then of the building size, how much room that we have in there. Okay, perfect. How much time we've got? We've got a little bit of time still. So, we've got some other than houses that are out this side. Now, we don't have a flat area quite here yet, so we're going to have to do that. We're going to have to make a flat spot. Let's grab ourselves another axe. I'm going to go with a wooden axe. And I'm going to do brush, sphere, no, cylinder, grass. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to go 3. Oops. Oh, I can't bind it to a wooden axe. Okay, sorry. Stone axe then. There we go. Now we can make some easy platforms now for these houses to go on. So we'll extend this out. So there's 1 or 2 houses around there. I would say about 2 houses. So let's sort of bring this out like that. Obviously, we'll terraform the mountain to cover up this gaping hole that we have underneath it. We can fill up with this one here, look. Fill all that up like that. Boom. And then we'll just have to smooth it off. But that'll be fine for the moment. Let's get rid of this top part. And then there's some more houses a little bit further up. I want to do it. Ooh, I've frozen. There we go. A little bit higher up on a different height. So we're going to choose this height here. And I want to bring this out. These houses, I don't want to build houses on. I don't want to build an entire house on a diagonal. It's tough enough doing like a small section of a house on a diagonal, let alone a whole house. In fact, I don't think a whole house would work on a diagonal unless you were doing a modern build. Then you might be able to get away with it. And then these to close up the gap. Like that. Smoothing needs to be done. Then we have the building on the back here. Now, I like this building. It's like a hidden one on the back of the island. But it's a little bit lower down. And I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to have a path that leads down this way. Come on, there we go. A path that leads down just this way to wherever. I'm going to call this house at the back here. This is going to be where prisoners get executed. It's going to be out the way, a little bit mysterious of a building. Like that. And then we want the platform for the house to be somewhere around here. Get that path back. There we go. And the house is more on this side than any other part of the island. So let's just add a little bit on here. And then obviously we need to mound it all up. Like that one. And under here. Oh, I remember this has given me so much deja vu of the private island. Setting it all up. I'm stuck. I put the bulb around the ball around me. There we go. Don't do that. Okay, like that. It's always nice to make the island a little bit bigger as well. It gives us a little bit more room to work with. More ideas can be used. There we go. Beautiful. Let's use a smaller one to go in here. Again, we need to smooth that off. So we've got that third building. There doesn't seem to really be any buildings in this area. This seems to be a sort of path area by the looks. There seems to be some little tiny pathways. Yeah, there seems to be some tiny little walkways that you can sort of go down over there. But they're very, very thin. They're going to be like 1 block thick. But mostly sort of mostly just shrubbery and stuff like that over there. And I think that's a pretty good next step completed. Oh, let's fill all this in to get the yard filled. If I go on that one, I can do 1, 1, 2, 10. Oops. Oh, 6 is the biggest, is it? There we go. We can just fill this in nice and quickly. There we go. It's very easy to use this tool. I find this easier sometimes than using the wand. Just using the brushes make it very, very easy to be able to colour in floors a different colour to what they were. So we've got that. So there we've got the nice flat area that you can see on the picture all sorted as well. So much stuff got done today. I can't wait to get some trees down, though. That's going to be really exciting to start dressing it up with some foliage. Very, very nice. We've got the dock location as well. The water can now be cleared up. That shouldn't be too hard to do. That one. Go underneath the island. Let's go down a little bit as well. Replace air with water. Boom. Sorted. Get rid of some of these parts that are sticking out. These ones. Don't want all this stuff. Whoops. And again, we've got the same thing as the private island, where we've got a floating island at the moment. It doesn't actually touch the floor. But that all gets sorted eventually. That will all get sorted. I want to go from here to there. Replace. I think if I do water with water, that'll solve the problem. Yeah. If you do replace it, because there's no air blocks there and you can't set it to water, so you got to replace water with water to fix that. And I think that's good, though. If you guys enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you haven't already, then feel free to subscribe. Next episode, I think it's foliage time. Or start getting some foliage. We need to have this path that goes around the edge as well. We might be doing that. There's a lot that we need to do and a lot of things that I need to work out the order of as well. See you in the next episode, guys. Oops, let me zoom out. Can I zoom out? Yeah. See you in the next episode, guys.